Hello, and welcome to the Wall Street Oasis Venture Capital course. This course contains the most comprehensive curriculum online about venture capital as an asset class, and you can use this table of contents in the future to quickly toggle to a certain section for further study. Perhaps you're in an interview process and you need to brush up on certain items listed in a term sheet, or perhaps some of the points mentioned in the due diligence sections when you're evaluating a deal that you'll need to refer to once you're an analyst or associate at a fund. So here we go. To kick it off, I want to underline that you don't need a core business or finance background. Venture capital does not have the same requirements as certain other careers in finance, such as private equity or hedge funds, and in fact, venture is very forgiving when it comes to backgrounds, which I will surely attest to coming forward. That said, this course assumes a basic understanding of Excel and minimal familiarity with generally used terms in business. While this course is certainly designed for the aspiring VC, it is also applicable to prospective founders who are on the verge of starting up, or even those who are looking to brush up their VC skills with modeling exercises and real examples from some of the most prominent startups today. The course is largely split into 5 main sections. We begin with a background and history of venture capital from the 1800s to today, along with how funds are structured and staffed in modern times. We then go into the various types of early-stage financial instruments that startups use to raise capital, and from there, a deep dive into each of the clauses and provisions contained in a term sheet. We then move into due diligence and how a VC fund evaluates deals across a number of dimensions, and finally, we talk about exit options for startups, along with formal recruiting guidelines, along with a few tips and tricks to give you a leg up. I think it's now time I properly introduced myself. My name is Vic Sassi, and I'm a partner at an early-stage generalist fund called Dreamers, co-founded by Will Smith and backed with all Japanese capital. I've had the good fortune of consummating slightly more than 70 deals since I've been in venture, which has afforded me experience in nearly every clause, provision, and negotiation in a term sheet. Prior to Dreamers, I was at a fintech and insurtech-focused fund called AmFam Ventures, and before that, HealthBox, a healthcare-focused fund while in business school. As I mentioned earlier about VC being open-minded, I can say I graduated from college with a biology degree, and from there worked in international development and consulting for 5 years in East Africa and Haiti. And I can promise you, I did not know what a balance sheet was until the first day of my MBA. Needless to say, I've learned an immense amount about venture and am fortunate to have a large deal sheet to my name. Of course, I couldn't have completed this course without some of my other key contributors. Joe Coyne, a current partner at Studio VC and Harvard MBA, Dan Pavitsky, a partner at Vine Capital, former banker at Credit Suisse, and Ryan Jansen, formerly at McKinsey and AGC Equity Partners, who's now on the other side of the table as a founder and CEO of his own startup. And before we jump in to the course, I just wanted to note that Wall Street Oasis has several other courses from the foundations of Excel modeling to PowerPoint, along with career-focused ones focused on hedge funds, private equity, etc., giving you an opportunity to learn from the best and brightest in the most competitive fields in finance.